Yo, 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 mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. What's up, everybody? Mic check. Man, mic check, mic check. What's going on, everybody? Salute, salute. Salute to everybody chiming in right now. You got your boy Kennessey up here, man. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all already see the title. The title is being a serial killer the next trend? I.e., meaning, for example, the Dahmer thing on Netflix, and the dude in Cali out there just walking up and killing people. Now, and then you got to remember that it's also Halloween month and all that shit. You know what I mean? So they already setting the tone and the mood for whatever they trying to do. And if for some reason this dude out in Cali, I don't know if y'all heard it, some part of Cali, this dude is just walking around shooting people in the head for no reason, just tripping. So he is a serial killer. And that's not the only person doing it because a serial killer is killing multiple people. So at the same time, if you notice your local news or whatever, it don't have to be a person that just out there just doing what you think a serial killer, you know how the usual serial killer is. You got people out here that are just known for killing. They could be part of anything, any association with anything, a gang or anything, or people in, you might know these people, and then you be like, man, that's a killer. Leave that motherfucker alone. Shit like that. But is that mentality getting, is that going to be the next trend? Because remember, that purge law is still coming, people. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about that because serial killers ain't always got to be the ones like what you thinking or whatever like that. And it's like I'm gonna break this shit down to y'all because just because the regular serial killers like Dahmer and everything, and I think they doing it on purpose, but it's been a lot of serial killers. It be motherfuckers in your hood that's a serial killer, shit like that. But that's what I'm finna talk about because I think they setting a trend for that law that they're about to pass in Chicago. And they're trying to get everybody numb to it. And then the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix. And they're just trying to get everybody numb to the situation because if you look at the news, your local news, especially out here in Houston, these people are killing left and right people. And they not just killing one person, they killing a whole family. That's a serial killer. I don't know what y'all call it, but let's get to it. Oh yeah, we back, people. We back. Mic check. Yeah, we back. The reason why I wanted to do this topic, man, because I've been sitting back and I've been noticing a lot of trends. Like, you know how they had the trend of like, okay, they doing this and doing that. Now they closer and closer that they get to passing that law in Chicago. Like it was one guy here in Houston. The police were called on this dude a couple of times, and he killed the girlfriend, and the police ignored it or whatever. They doing a lot of that. So a lot of times these people out here ain't safe, and then they finally arrested this dude because I think he was Asian or something. This he did this shit 10 years ago. This motherfucker killed his whole family because he didn't get an acknowledgement at a job or some shit. But it took him 10 years to arrest his ass. And then you got this crazy motherfucker. He going through Cali just shooting motherfuckers at random in a hood and shit. You never know if this a person that they just let loose. Hey, what up, Jai? Salute, salute. Hey, hold on. Let me throw the invite in there. Yeah, it is all wild, man. And then they got him in a hood, right? So you never see him. You never know if this a motherfucker that they got out there and they just let him go out there and promote whatever the agenda is, because I think they're getting people numb to the fact that that purge law is coming through, and that's what I think. But that's just me. I just be thinking because they would not be letting this kind of shit happen if they didn't have an agenda. Everything is agenda based when you think about it. Because this dude, and then they got him looking like the dude in Cali. They got him looking like the Grim Reaper and shit. Like he just walked, and then that goes back to like when the Trayvon Martin shit was going on. He had on a black hoodie, so now they finna, and they know Halloween and shit coming up. They're trying to get you to put the mask back on. Like everybody, I always said when they had the mask on, people, everybody looked like a suspect. It don't matter how old you were. And now they got this crazy motherfucker running around Cali, just shooting motherfuckers in the head for no damn reason. And then I'm like, if that ain't a serial killer, I don't know what the fuck is. And it don't, man. To me, I think it's an agenda, straight up, because it's no way nobody knows who the fuck that is, and he's doing the shit so casually, like he just walking up to people and killing them. They not connected in no way. Y'all watch these crime shows and shit. Y'all done set up and watched a lot of scary movies to even know, like, damn, they ain't got no lead on this motherfucker or nothing. And he just casually doing it. So that means he's safely going around California just shooting people in the head. Now they say they got $125,000 thing on them so they can find out who it is. I think it's somebody they let out and they just letting them do it. And whoever it is, it's somebody that they let out, man. It's no way possible that somebody is just walking around. It reminds you of all, like, look at the Dahmer shit that they're promoting on Netflix. Like everybody who knows know that Dahmer story, but why all of a sudden they got an 8 part or a 10 part series to that shit. And look at what Dahmer was doing. Dahmer would throw it the fuck off. Then you got to look at it. Ted Bundy. And there was a lot of people, like, look overseas. I can't remember his name, but he was just killing kids left and right. The dude up in Atlanta, the child murders. And then they showing that shit on TV. So I think they trying to put it in your mind and then get motherfuckers' mind right for that purge law. And then at the same time, they trying to numb you to the fact that these people are thinking like that right now. And and if this dude is getting away with that shit like that, ain't no telling who else gonna think and try to do that shit. Even though they didn't need this kind of thing to even make people do it, now they really gonna want to do it. You know what I mean? But if y'all want to join in on it, there go the link. But that's just my personal opinion on this shit. And just for him with the black hoodie on, looking like the Grim Reaper, and just walking off like calm, it's like it's sort of like watching a goddamn movie if you think about it. You're like, damn, this shit can't be real, but it's real than a motherfucker. And then whoever that is, I bet they pull somebody else up there and say it's them, but it's not really them. This is somebody else. Because I just sat back and watched it and noticed how the news reporting on it. That dude, he's too comfortable. And then you can go down a whole line of serial killers that of recent day, man. Like think about it. These people that look at how Shit. Them motherfuckers look at Young Thug though, man. A bunch of them motherfuckers like look at the RICO charges. A lot of that shit involved murder. These niggas is already serial killers. They just goddamn it, they just got money with it and they more it's like more street shit. But still in the same way, them motherfuckers is still serial killers. Hey, what up, Brandon? Brandon, what's up? Salute and salute to Winter Circle already. Salute to Loco over there. Man, Winter Circle already. Salute Brandon. If you want to jump in on the conversation, you can. But yeah, man, a lot of and yeah, salute to Trap Star. Man, Trap Star Films, man, Loco over there, man. Winter Circle already. Yeah, man, but I'm telling y'all that dude over in Cali, I think they're gonna try to put that on somebody else. Straight up. Because watch, they're gonna like it's gonna be like a goddamn movie. When you pull the hood off of them, it's gonna be somebody else you never expected or some shit like that. But I think they pretty much know whoever's doing it. It's already been set there, and he's been planted there to do that shit. And then you can go down a whole line of serial killers, man. And that dude is moving like the old school dude, like what's his name? That was shooting people like that, the Son of Sam killer. Think about it. He's moving like that in a way. And then he in Cali doing that shit. Who was the other one? The what was the other one? The one that was in Cali. I can't think of his name right now. The what was he? He used to have that mask on and then like the symbol on his head and shit and shooting motherfuckers out in Cali. That dude is moving like that. So I think they actually brought the movies to real life when you're thinking about it. And they letting that dude run rampant. And then when you look up on TV, they promoting everything about a serial killer that's possible. And they actually got a real serial killer imitating what's in the movies. But like they always say, um, movies is damn near real life. They basing movies off real life, even though they throw little shit in there. And whoever this is, I think they're gonna make a movie off of him. But when they pull the hood off this dude, I don't think it's gonna be who y'all think it is. I think it's somebody else doing it. Or it could be a group of motherfuckers doing it. You never know. You see in the movies where it's a group of them doing it, or a couple of people, and they all wearing the same thing, like a black hoodie. And then, and I'm like, nobody's seen nothing or heard nothing. It's just weird to me that they walking around and he walking around like that. Nobody noticed nothing. And then in them certain neighborhoods, it's like somebody knows enough to know who the fuck that is at some time. That's all I'm saying, man. It's just he's doing it too good. And then like he picking out his little areas. Cause I'm like, is this gonna be the next trend? Because remember, they always got a trend or something when they doing something. Like, you know, and then don't get me started on it's almost the holidays, and then look what holiday coming up next. It's Halloween. And then they always got like who is this? Oh, who that? Yo,
Yo,
yo, what's popping? Who this?
oh, it's me. It's your boy Willie.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing tonight, man?
Man, shit, I'm about to find me something to cook up real quick.
Already. What you think about the topic, man?
What's the topic?
The topic is being a serial killer the next trend? And then I said, for example, the Dahmer thing on Netflix and the Cali serial killer.
Well, nah, it's not no trend. It's just that, that's why I don't watch them Netflix movies because that shit is like psychological. Like
Yeah, yeah, that's
that
what I'm
that
saying.
shit's them type shits be made to like implant certain things in your head to make you think about certain shit. Like it ain't really here to help us, like, because the movie already came out. So obviously, you got a lot of young minds that they want to make an impression on. You know.
exactly, and that was my point. That's why I said, is it a trend? Because they really trying to get in your mind about like you can actually do this, and look at the Chucky shit that they got on. You get me?
Well, no, I don't think they're trying to tell people that you can do this, but I think they're trying to normalize cannibalism
Yeah,
because
like all that shit.
people practice that today. Some people
Hmm.
still practice that. Like, I mean, like call it what you want, but that's what they be doing. Like they be experimenting all types of shit. Like, so I think that's what it is right now. They just basically trying to, I guess, bring it back out as a sense of a racial issue, like kind of like
Yeah,
as to say like this was going on, and they make it more urbanized, like, oh, he was in the hood, oh, he did this,
yeah.
he did that,
Oh, good
you
point.
know.
That was a point I was bringing up with the Jeffrey Dahmer shit because he was in the hood doing that shit in Milwaukee.
Exactly. There you go. So they try to like make you kind of aware to being in the hood, like kind of, because some people think about the hood as being the safest place in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Or in on USA. In some cases, some neighborhoods, not all neighborhoods.
Yeah,
So they try to dehumanize the ghetto in a
yeah.
sense of subliminal advertising through the Dahmer situation.
And then, of course, with the Dharma thing, and look at the time it's dropping. You know what I mean? And then,
Of
like,
course.
look at like you just said. That's the point I was making. I'm like, he was in the hood doing that shit, and look what he was doing. He was getting minorities and doing them like that, gay minorities.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And you got the agenda now, so that kind of helps the LGBT agenda, if you will, or not even an agenda. Let me not even say that, but just like
No, but
it,
look.
it
Oh
helps
my
their
bad.
cause. No,
Yeah,
you
but
good, good.
nah. Then the LGBT gonna say, "Nah, we don't want to endorse that." I'm like, he was gay. He was part of their community. You can't just get the good parts of it. You got to show all of it.
I mean, me personally, like, I don't know what type of preference he was. He had to be in a little bit out of his mind because, if you're gonna do all of that to people, like it's something deeper than being that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just because he was that. It was just because he was a crazy individual. He had weird thoughts. You know what I'm saying? They was
Yeah.
experimenting on them drugs, so he probably had a, I hope this ain't true, but to me it seemed like he had like a bad trip on some drugs. That's what they're trying to really push out there because it's a lot of drugs in that era. People was
Hey,
free to roam around, do whatever they wanted to.
yeah, and look, think about it too. A lot of these people that like the prostitutes and men that's gay or whatever, like they running around here, and a lot of them people coming up missing. They've been coming up missing for the last 5 to 10 years, like that.
I mean, yeah, they live in that life where it's not really a broadcasted life. I mean, some of them dudes are flamboyant, but a lot of them dudes don't broadcast what they do because it's a little bit taboo. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah,
got rituals and shit like that they participate in. That I don't think you want to bring that to the forefront or to the light. But outside of that, yeah, man, it's the social media now. So it's people are aware, people are watching, people are looking at different neighbors now. You know
yeah,
what I'm
and
saying?
then yeah, just like I said, they trying to make it as to an awareness in the hood though, because he wasn't Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't doing that shit nowhere else. And then he had it to the fact where it was all gay community, and then you know the story. Just in case don't nobody know that we can break down that Jeffrey Dahmer shit, because that was my point because it's like that dude was moving around in the hood, and he was
Right,
drugging them, and they was all gay and they were like he mostly was dealing with like Latinos and black people, you know.
right,
And when he was doing it, after he couldn't control them, he would drug them, and then just be there with them for a couple of days. And then I don't know, you remember it'd be a lot of stories. They just had a story out here where they found a body in an apartment. They always doing that, but they found a body in the apartment because the neighbors were telling them about the smell.
right.
And then my thing is how they didn't smell all that shit that was going on in his apartment.
I mean, it's a public housing, like well, not public house, but like it's if you living in a tenement building, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody got that little crease under the door where you can kind of smell what's coming from there. You know how you come home and somebody might be cooking, kind of
Yeah,
smell it. It's the
yeah,
same thing. I mean, if he's doing things like that, like wild shit, I mean, of course they're gonna smell that. That's a body.
yeah. And then you know the difference between some cooking and some other shit.
Not even that. Like you know the difference between like a dead, like a deceased mouse, and you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, like bad meat or chicken or something
it's
that's
just
been
crazy. So it's like he was doomed anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like he partaking in shit like that. That just goes to show you that you gotta be a little bit more alert when you
and then yeah, and
talking to
then
people.
especially around your neighbors and shit. If you smell that shit, you got to say something.
Yeah, I don't get too familiar, man. I don't really talk to people like that. I just kind of
Yeah,
keep it pushing. You know
me
what I'm saying?
neither. But if I smelt some shit like that, I'll tell the people, I'll tell the front office or something. Look, man, something ain't right over there. You know what I mean? Cause dog, I
Yeah.
don't, I don't know if the motherfucker might trip out and then try to come in this motherfucker and
I
then
start smelling shit like that. I'm just gonna have to pull up, come outside with the, you know what I'm saying, with the
yeah,
ooh out.
but
You know what I'm saying? We have to start
exactly.
strapping up. That is
And
what
then
it is.
dog, and then that I think it's sort of bringing awareness, and then I think it's bringing awareness to all the people like out, like we were saying, like in that community that be coming up missing.
Right.
And then
Hey.
like I don't understand how they that dude had their bodies up there cooking them, and he was like putting them in
Yeah,
the
he was going
barrel.
insane, man. I don't know what he thought he was gonna do. I mean, it was a crazy time. What was it, the 70s or something like that?
Yeah, I think they said his first body was like 70, first kill was like in 78, and then he just started going. I think they
Yeah,
said,
he crashed out. I mean, it wasn't really much to do. Like, where are you gonna go? Like, how much are you? You ain't got that much access to, what I'm saying? Not even social media, but just being able to get out of the country. Like, you kind of stuck there. So it was kind of a no brainer that he was eventually gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you're not
not,
gonna be able to do something like that for long.
and then he just said, fuck it. He just started killing left and right. And then, like, when the police were like, the young dudes and shit, they were like, out there. And then when they finally broke out his apartment or whatever, and then the police would just let him take him back in there because I think just because he was white, you
Yeah,
know?
and I also, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously who word they gonna take. You know what I'm saying? Like they obviously gonna take his word over anything, especially in
Yeah,
that time. And probably,
yeah,
the guy was naked, so they probably, he didn't want to be embarrassed. That's kind of crazy, you know what I'm
yeah. And then like it all like if there was a black guy or anybody else, they'd have probably just like with all them serial killers like Ted Bundy. Think of it. They were just them dudes was right in front of your face getting away with that shit.
saying? Yeah, nah, that's a little crazy. See, me, I got a little, my judging character, I kind of like pretty much look at people a certain way. Like I can pretty much tell how, you know what I'm saying? Like how it's going to go, whether or not this shit going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit going to be
Yeah,
awkward or not. Like you can tell, like you chill around certain people, you kind of, pick up little shit that they do and you can kind of judge for yourself. You know what I'm saying? What type of person you dealing with. But a lot of times, dude, like you said, they be in disguise, but for the most part, that's
but
why
you can.
you gotta do your homework, man.
Yeah, but then like you, I'm like that too. You can kind of tell because when you see the motherfuckers, they always in church, and then they was a coach of the little league team and shit like that. I'm like that motherfucker. Something ain't right. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Yeah, definitely. That's man. Listen, that shit's crazy, but I don't think it's becoming a popular thing. I think it's just like it's social media is making us really look at this like, yo, he could be in your area or he could be in your area. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't ain't no telling how
Hello?
dude. You hear
Yeah,
me? Yeah, it ain't no
yeah,
telling how
yeah. It
far
was
this
kind
dude
of
done
breaking
got.
up for me.
Yeah, nah, it ain't no telling how far he done got. You know what I'm saying? Talking about he's still at large and all that. So that's a little bit something to be
Yeah, did you hear
alarmed
about the
about.
Cali thing though?
Yeah, I heard about the Cali thing, but I didn't really hear too many details about it. What's going on?
No, it was just I. It's really not too many details out there. This dude is just walking up, shooting people in the head at random, and just walking off. He in a black hoodie and just walking off. Like it's
Yeah,
really no details.
yeah, you got to. That's why I don't really pay. I don't really be in the street too much like that. I be in the street. I kind of like go about my business. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of do what I got to do, get out the way. I don't really
Yeah,
like lingering around and shit like that because that's what comes from that. Once you linger around, you bound to run into shit like that.
that's what I'm saying. What a vibe and salute. Thanks for stopping through. If you want to jump up here, you can. What a vibe and salute. Hey,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying though, dog. And then like that's why I be watching every you got and people gotta pay attention to their surroundings, man. Like I don't give a damn what nobody say. like they be like, oh, he always in church and them motherfuckers be the one doing it. Like
Nigga said he in church.
yeah. I'm like, what the fuck that mean? I don't give a fuck if he in church. That
Nah,
mother
yeah, I mean that's a little crazy too, like that. I mean, but for the most part, like you just gotta, you have to understand that motherfuckers gonna do a bunch of stupid shit out here, so you gotta just be prepared for the stupid shit. And you know what I'm saying? As far as the Cali situation, I think they need to get a cap on that because when they announce something like that, that mean they've been looking for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, and
usually they don't announce something like that.
I think he up to like 6 people or some shit like that. It's
No,
crazy.
they said 12 or something like that.
Oh, he up to 12 now?
Yeah, they had updated because like they're connecting different scenarios with him, like different scenes that he was at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Like
then they say
yeah,
none of the shootings seem like the people are not connected. He just picking them at random. I'm like 12 it's month so you say it's 12 motherfuckers. I'm like, damn. So nobody's seen or noticed nothing. It kind of reminds you of a damn movie, right?
yeah, in a sense, like I mean, shit, they gonna have to catch his ass. I mean, I don't know what they gonna do, but shit, ain't nobody playing around with that nigga. Yeah,
Dog.
they
And
go.
then dog, they got him in a black hoodie. So if you got on a goddamn black hoodie just
Yeah,
walking,
you better take that shit off.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They gave him his motherfucking what up, pimpin' salute. Hey, already. Hey pimpin', if you wanna oh, pimpin' is from Cali. Hey pimpin'. Hey, hit the link because I want to ask you about the Cali thing. But if you say he up to 12, dog, this shit is reminding you of a damn movie. Or am I tripping?
No, that is very much so. But for the most part, a lot like sometimes people be saying it's a little bit hype. Like maybe like they call it one thing, but maybe he just maybe it was like something personal that probably went down. I don't know. But shit, salute to them people out in Cali, cause shit, I'd have
Man,
been inside, doors
man,
locked, everything.
I'm trying to tell you, just waiting on it. If the wind blow too hard out there, motherfucker, I'm cocking that pistol.
Wow,
Dog,
yeah,
dog,
fuck
don't give a
that.
damn. Don't be goddamn coming to the wrong goddamn door when you fucked up at night. None of that
Right,
shit.
for real, cause that shit get you shot. I ain't fucking around.
Dog, I'm
Nah,
telling you, that's why I brought up the Jeff. And then it makes you think of what was that dude? I can't think his name that was doing that. Son of Sam was doing that in New York, but it was another dude out in Cali that they never caught.
I don't
Uh,
know.
the what is the Zodiac killer? That's who that was. You remember that shit?
Nah, that. See, that's your era. That's that old school, like what I'm saying, back in the
No,
'90s.
dog, I'm talking about this nigga was doing that shit back in the 80s and shit. Like that dude was doing the way this dude is moving, it kind of remind me because I know you probably seen movies about that shit or a documentary. This dude was moving the same kind of way.
Nah, I
Like,
feel you. But I never heard about that. This is the first time I'm hearing about that shit. Enlighten me.
yeah, the Zodiac killer was moving just like him, and I think he was out there in Cali too. This nigga used to put on a goddamn one of them goddamn mask or whatever, like a sack over his head with the Zodiac sign on his forehead of that motherfucker, and just be shooting motherfuckers just like that in all black.
And what's even crazy is that most cases in those cases like that, it's like you ain't man. They talking about they ain't catching. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where the nigga.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
then
mean?
yeah, that's what I was bringing up. I'm like, and then it's more scary when the motherfuckers ain't catching them. And then you notice it be a lot of them cases when motherfuckers be killing and then they stop and then they start back killing. You don't know if it's the same person or different people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cause you know
That
they
shit
have
be wild.
copycat. They have copycat people out here doing that shit. Like, people are throwed the fuck off when they feel like it. You know?
Yeah. Shit get crazy around here for sure, for sure. But for the most part, like, man, that's why you gotta just be on your shit. Like, you gotta understand your surroundings. Don't be in the street too long. Don't be doing none of that extra shit. And make sure you get in, you get out, do your thing. You be alright. You know what I'm saying? Like, the streets
Yeah,
is over, man. It's
dog,
2022.
dog.
Stay
The
your ass
street,
inside.
dog. I be telling these motherfuckers about going outside. I'm like, everybody outside. You never know. You gonna run into a crazy motherfucker like that. You feel
Right,
me,
that's what I say.
dog? And then think about it. A lot of them street niggas, like and them dope boys and shit. You remember back in the day, the preacher crew and all that shit. That documentary.
Right, right.
Them niggas was some serial killers, dog.
No, I mean, but that was ain't that they was about business. That wasn't no like psychotic thing.
No, dog, it don't even matter. That's some serial killer type shit, dog. If you cut a motherfucker head off and play soccer with that shit, that ain't just business. That's some psychotic shit.
I don't
You
know
know?
about that. I ain't never hear about no shit like that.
Oh yeah, the preacher crew. Like you gotta look this shit up. That's why I just titled it that. That's the new trend again. Because you remember back then, that crew was like they just like with the mob, the mafia and shit. Like when they used to do shit. Look at Goodfellas and all that shit. Them niggas was serial killers.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like they habits and how they was doing different shit and how they was operating. Yeah, I can see that. That was
Yeah,
definitely a possibility. But for the most part, like I'm like we talking about people that ain't got no type of common sense. They ain't got no type of you know what I'm saying, morality where they can say, damn, I fucked up. We talking about those type of people. You know what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying? Like those type of people really, really fucked up.
man, what I'm trying to tell you, and then the way they land this out is like they trying to solve like the murders and shit of like people that like we saying. That's why I think they put out that Dahmer thing on Netflix because
Oh
they
yeah.
looking for them people that's out in the street, them boys that be down low and shit. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that whole thing is like, you know, that's just like regular life. Like they gonna put certain things out there to see what you gravitate to, you know, and shit, you might have some people out here that might be confused. They might need that information. Like, nigga, you a cannibal. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't
Yeah,
normal what you're doing.
yeah,
You know what I'm
dog.
saying?
Some people like they just like that, but uh, it's like damn, it's like when you go to that level, when you start eating motherfuckers, that's some other shit. Even
Yeah,
though,
they wilding out.
even though just you killing motherfuckers left and right is already crazy than a motherfucker, but then you gotta goddamn eat them like shit. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, that's why I ain't even watched that shit. I had never watched that. Then I found out it was a series. I was like, nah, man, I'm not with that. I don't know what y'all on, but I'm not finna watch no whole series about somebody having a mental issue. You know what I'm
Dog,
saying? Like, I like the entertainment type. You know what I'm saying? I like the real. You know what I'm saying? Gritty. You know what I'm saying? Like the
yeah,
real shit, not that real, not that crazy type shit. You know what I'm saying? I watch something else on Netflix. Shit, personally, me right now, I barely even watch that shit. I be on YouTube. Shit, this should be a whole show in itself. You
dog.
come back every
YouTube
day
is
for a
crazy.
new episode.
Dog, YouTube every day is a damn, like you said, is an episode. But dog, you can see the serial killers on this motherfucker, and they be sitting up talking about dog. The documentaries be thrown the fuck off because I be watching that shit because I be noticing people, and then I don't be hanging around motherfuckers like that. You feel me? I'm real paranoid around motherfuckers when you get a feeling about them, and then it not only be men, it be women too.
Yeah, yeah. I seen some crazy shit the other day. They had like these two ladies that was, I guess they was allegedly, because I don't know if they got convicted or anything like that, but they was riding around, handling business like grown gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What?" They was like, "Yeah." And then when I seen like the video and they showed who they was, I was like, "Damn, you would have never thought."
Man, I be thinking everything. I don't give a damn if it's a man, woman, or child, cause it be little kids that be serial killers too. You seen that shit on here too. Like, man,
Where like the Omen and shit.
man, these motherfuckers, you can look it up like where these little kids and then they just have no compassion or look. They have that blank look in their eyes and shit. Even as a kid, dog. That shit is crazy. When they
Right.
catch.
Let me get on down. I gotta finish up this cooking. I'm gonna holler at you, Ken.
All right, man. Thanks for stopping through as always. Salute to you, dog.
All right, bro.
Hey, man, be safe. Yeah, man, it's a whole lot of ways y'all can look at this, and then y'all can go up and look up where I'm trying to connect this because I think, like me and Willie was talking about, like they trying to get, I think they trying to get some unsolved murders done, and there's a lot of unsolved murders that's been going around for the last at least 10 years, easy. People missing, and then especially like with the Dahmer thing, like people be on the down low. They trying to tell y'all to watch out because even if you're on the down low, it's shit like this going on around you, and you can get man. And then they study talking about that people missing, and then they were talking about the fentanyl that look like Skittles or whatever, and that shit had got motherfuckers ODing, and you can't even goddamn do cocaine no more around this motherfucker if you into that type of shit. That shit'll kill you. So they'll drug you the fuck out and take advantage of you, and your ass will end up like that. And people, I never understood this thing. Like, it was one of those serial killers over in Russia, or like Ukraine, somewhere like that. I think his name was Klitschko or some Klitschko or some shit like that. This dude killed a lot of kids. Just going around that motherfucker, just killing. It was a movie on that shit too. And I'm like, damn, them people be going around. And then it's a lot of serial killers that from back in the 70s and shit, they never caught. They just, and then, y'all remember that they had the Killing Fields movie that was based on out here and like going toward Texas between Houston and Texas City out here on 45 and shit. Like it was based on that. They found like 30 some motherfucking bodies. They never found that dude. Y'all can look that up. Killing Fields. That was based on out here in like southern south going south Houston and between there and like Texas City. It was about that old power plant or some kind of plant out there. And you can still look that up. But I'm just saying. And then like with that one, which is what's real crazy. You know how these people, I don't understand. Like a couple of them, they be like, their daughter or something she was going to see her boyfriend. I'm like, first of all, she 15 or 16. Why the fuck is she going to see her boyfriend? And you letting her walk down a country ass road. That sound like a horror movie. Like, come on, man. I don't understand why people be doing that shit. Oh, she was just walking. I'm like, why would you let your child walk from school by themselves like that? I'm like, damn, shit like that. And then the kids end up missing. Somebody they know end up missing. They be like, oh, well, she was a free spirit, of course. God damn it, you got to if you can't help them people when you telling them to chill out, there's nothing else you can do after that. Because shit, you can only tell a motherfucker so much. And then like I seriously think that they when the LGBT tried to get mad and take their name off that Jeffrey Dahmer movie, I'm like, you might be warning your people, but you can't sit up here and act like y'all don't be on the down low, y'all don't live that life. Look at the Dahmer shit. That shit was happening. That's true. And then look how many motherfuckers be out here on the whole stroll and shit. Men and women. Yeah, they be like in their teens and up. and they just come up missing. So I think it's sort of a red flag for that type of situation too. But it's so many angles you can go at with this. Just like I was saying, just look up any of these serial killers and shit. And then like it only take like two or three motherfuckers to be a serial killer. And sometimes these people, sometimes they be on the spree, sometimes they do it at random, you know. But I still think that California shit, when they pull the hood off of whoever that is, either it's gonna be that motherfucker or a couple of motherfuckers doing it. Because these youngsters, there were cases out here where these people like these teenagers, man, they be on some other shit. They say it's a gang initiation, but that should be some other shit. The way they do the friend, like they'll lead the friend. It was one case they led this girl into a house, and then the girl and the dude. When you see a guy and a girl together, they goddamn it, they be on that other shit, and then end up killing somebody. And then there was another situation, man. I had actually met these two chicks. Cause they used to work at this strip club out here. This happened out here. I know y'all probably seen this story. This shit was like 10 years ago or so. No, it was probably like about how long was that? It was like, yeah, about 10, 12 years ago. Down there on in Leeds, down there in Clear Lake when I used to live down there, man. The dude and the chick, they killed them in his house. They went up in there, and then they found them in a hotel room somewhere like the people that killed them. They found them in the hotel room. They was shooting up and everything. They was methed out. They said they was methed out so much that you know how they hit them with the needle or whatever, and they saw blood spray on the wall from them doing that shit. But they went up in that house. They killed the two chicks that worked at the strip club, their boyfriends and everything, thinking that they had drugs in there or something. I don't know what they were doing, but I had actually met those two girls at the strip club. And I never went over to the house, even though they were inviting people to the house after, the club and shit. I just never went over there like that. 'Cause after two, ain't nothing happening good to you. Already. After two, ain't nothing good happening to you. Shit, you better get your ass in the house before two, before these motherfuckers really start acting up. But I think that's just a couple of my thoughts on it, though. Because this shit should be a goddamn eye opener to people because you never know who your neighbor is and all that shit. And just because in a serial killer, if they come in all look at the cartels. Them motherfuckers are straight serial killers. The cartels, and then you see these niggas in these gangs, them motherfuckers have no feelings. Like look at how this shit going down. And with that PNB rock shit, like his dumbass daddy, the stepmama, that nigga, other motherfucker, man, those motherfuckers probably ain't their first time, and his daddy ain't shit. All out, out they all get the chair, cause they were fucked up how they did PNB Rock, man. Like those are killers. They don't have to have a lot of bodies, but god damn it, those are serial killers because god damn it, you got to be a special kind of twisted to go in there like that in front of people and just not give a fuck. It's just a whole lot of ways you can look at this situation. And then, like I told y'all, y'all can type that shit in right now and look up different serial killers they never caught. And it's just weird the way this dude in Cali is moving around like the Zodiac killer. That's what that actually reminds me of. And they never caught the Zodiac killer. And then look how Son of Sam was moving around in New York. And then now Willie said it's up to 12 people in Cali that this damn serial killer, then either I'm like, this shit, the way I look at it, I'm like, man, you got on a black hood at night, you could be minding your business and get your ass killed because they think it's you. Man, come on now, people. Man, this shit is crazy. And I think it's gonna get crazier the more and more you look at it. And then man, I don't know, man. I just still think like, cause you gotta look, why is they promoting certain shit? you know. But that's my thought on it. I just had to talk on that for a minute because it was just like, damn, are they making this the new trend? Like you can go out there and do that. You know how they used to have Devil's Night and shit in Detroit, all that shit, and then you know they got the purge shit going on damn near in Chicago coming up, and the way them motherfuckers was killing in Chicago, you can't tell me those wasn't serial killers. Just because y'all think it's some hood shit, that's still if you got more than one body, goddamn it, and you out there doing that shit, you a goddamn serial killer. I don't give a damn what you talking about. It don't matter what color or what race, what goddamn you man, woman, or child. If you out there doing that shit, you a goddamn serial killer. And y'all got to be aware and watch this shit, man. Y'all got to pay attention, and people need to stop letting their guards down. People, stop, stop letting your kids run outside and shit, and you ain't watching them, and then they come up missing. You won't, man. I'm like, pay attention and keep your eye on your children. And then, it's just so much to it. Y'all know plenty of stories. Like, man, what? And I don't know what it is lately, but a lot of people are killing kids or letting their kids get killed or whatever. Man, much as I love my kids and fight for them, man, I don't understand how people do that shit. But it's a whole lot you can look into, and then Halloween coming up, they already setting it up for people to have that mentality. It's just crazy. And the man, all I can tell y'all to do is look up serial killers. There's a lot of them never got caught. You can go from Jack the Ripper on up to now. There's a bunch of serial killers in all over the world. They just be on that bullshit. And I hope y'all be safe and pay attention and stop being laxical with these motherfuckers. If you feel like something ain't right about a motherfucker, especially when we like I said, a lot of the motherfuckers be in church. They went to church, they was a soccer mom and they was all the perfect family. This motherfucker, the man or woman can come home and kill the whole family. It's a lot of that shit going around too. And then the holidays is making it worse. Something about the holidays, these motherfuckers get worse and worse. It's like it come out of them. But I don't know, people. But I just had to touch on this for a minute and chime in. But as always, man, I love y'all and be safe. And then I'll tune in with another topic later on. But love y'all, be safe. And then I'll check y'all on the next one. All ready.